Hey everyone, and welcome to Nisseman. I am Nisse and I love Pokemon. And this is our third recap of our Relax Sunday um live streams. Of course, I understand not everyone have the time to watch an entire live stream. It can be a drag if you don't have the time and investment to do so. So therefore, over here we do these smaller recaps. And also, if you just missed one, then this is a opportunity to just get rid get uh catching up. Anyway, last week we had the issues in the beginning doing with the game didn't save the first episode, so therefore we actually had some Pokemon at this point that we didn't actually have. So therefore, at this point we have our Eevee at level 14, which we should, our Rattata at level 13. Keep in mind this is our Alolan Rattata. Then we got our Bellsprout at level 15, Nidorino at level 16, our Butterfree at level 14, and our Pidgey at level 15. Well, when I went back and tried to retrace my steps last week, I forgot all about my Kakuna Matata. So therefore, the first things we do is to head to the Pokemon Center and send all of the Pokemon we don't need to Professor Oak. And while we did that, we took a Weedle and brought it into our team instead of Butterfree, calling it Kakuna Matata. I know it's not a Kakuna yet, but I want my Kakuna Matata. So that's what we did. And then I headed to the other side of the town where we see the bike shop. I really wanted a bike, so I went in there, of course, to buy one. But the man owning the bikes were really proud of his bike, but for some weird reason he didn't want to actually sell any of them, so we couldn't get one. Then I went to next door where there was a Pokemart and bought a lot of Pokeballs. Then we head up north because that's pretty much the only road we could take at this point. On the way out of the city, I meet our rival Subscribe. And as always, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. We have a lot of fun over here. We do live streaming, we make recaps, and when the new Pokemon Violet comes out, I know Scarlet is also a thing, but I'm gonna play Pokemon Violet here on my channel. So if you want to be a part of that, please subscribe. However, our rival Subscribe are really out of it, clearly scared about something, but not scared enough that he actually wants to tell us about it, because he wants to battle instead, just wants to battle us without any reason. So why don't we just do that? The first Pokemon our rival Subscribe throws at us is his Pidgey at level 12. I have an Eevee again at level 14, so even though he's get right in there with a quick attack, I use Slide that takes out half his HP along with giving him a nasty burn. Next turn, I attack first with another Slasher Slide, and that KOs him right away. He still have some hope up for some weird reason, which makes him use his level 12 Oddish, where I'm pretty much just using Slasher Slides once again, and it survives with only a millimeter of HP left. However, I also give it a burn. It then used poison powder, which frustrated me for the rest of this live stream. It didn't do that much at that point, but after that, the burn got to it and it KO'd. Meaning, he didn't really deal damage to my Eevee, but it is poisoned at this point and will be that for the most of today's video. But he still have a little bit of hope, so therefore he uses level 13 Pikachu. I hit him with a double kick that takes out half his HP. Then he comes in with a Thunder Shock that really doesn't do that much, and even though I also heard with the Poison Powder from earlier, it really doesn't change anything for my Eevee that use double kick once again and kick his butt, and therefore fights over and we won. So finally, he chooses to tell us about what his issue is, which basically is a talking Pokemon. I am I'm really not afraid of a talking Pokemon, but I really want to see a talking Pokemon, so of course I go the way he tells me not to, because I'm me. Anyway, the way I want to go is pretty much blocked by these 5 trainers. Really isn't an issue to fight them at all, so I get through them. The weird thing is that they are really about, oh, I'm the first trainer, oh, I'm the second trainer, and up to the 5th trainer. And that's weird, but after that I meet this guy who tells me that I won a prize because I could defeat the 5 trainers. Yay! Anyway, he gives me a gold nugget and tells me that he is with this secret organization and he wants me to join. And I'm like, nah. Because I can't really choose anything else because of the game, so I have to say, nah. And he's like, it's Team Rocket, join! And I'm, nah. And he's like, join! And I'm, nah. And he's like, join? Nah. And then he's like, I'm gonna give you a offer you can't refuse, which is a fight for some reasons. And he's right, I really can't confuse, sorry, a fight. So we're gonna fight, and he throws out his level 11 Zubat, which my Eevee Slide once again OHKO it. And then he throws out his level 11 Coffin. Here I choose to actually change Pokemons, not because I don't think my Eevee can take it, but because it's still poisoned, so I don't want it to get too hurt. And at this time, I swap it out with my level 17 Nidorino that use Peak, that only takes about a third of his health. And then he used Smug, that literally doesn't do that much, especially because my Nidorino can take poison. So we're gonna double kick it, and that doesn't do that much. It did a little bit, but not that much. He used Smug again, which allows me to come in with a horn attack and beat his ass. And even after that, he's like, please join Team Rocket, and I'm like, I would love to be able to have a gameplay where you could actually say, hey, I want Team Rocket, and then make a game about climbing the ranks of Team Rocket. I would love that, but that's not the game, basically, so I can't. Then we meet a guy who's standing in a corner with a Charmander that he apparently don't want to have, so he really wants to give it away. However, for some weird reason, only to trainers that have caught more than 50 Pokemon. I was really sure that I already did that. I didn't, so I couldn't get it. But he still wants to give it away, so I can just come back whenever to get it. So I'm gonna do that later. Then we beat Camper Shane and catch a few new Pokemons. This is, for instance, a Psyduck, more Pidgey, Meowth and Venomnet, and a lot of Meowths. But that still isn't enough, so we're gonna move on and maybe come back to it later if we really want that. However, even though it wasn't enough to get the Charmander, it was enough to make a few evolutions. So first our Kakuna Matata evolves to a Kakuna. Then our Kakuna Matata evolves to a Beedrill, so that was a really short-lived time. Then our Pidgey evolves to Pidgeotto, and then I actually look into my Pokedex, which shows me that my plan was to stay with Nidorino for a few moves, so we could get some stronger moves on it before evolving. So I consulted my Pokedex and figured out that it isn't going to learn any moves that I'm gonna wanna use even remotely soon. So we went in and evolved it with the Moonstone, using our only Moonstone, but getting a Nidoking, which is our second fully evolved Pokemon. Third fully evolved Pokemon, but the second one on the team. And then we beat a lot of trainers. There's a lot, I promise you that much. And then we actually get to a coach trainer once again. This time informing us that this is the date spot because that's apparently where we are. So I really want to get out of there, but she wants to battle and I still want to battle, so I battle her. And again, this time I wasn't that afraid for coach trainer. I was with the previously, but they were kind of easy to get by, so I wasn't that terrified at this point, so I went very straight into it. So you have a level 16 matchup, which I'm pretty sure is the strongest Pokemon we have met yet. However, we have our Rattata, again a lowland Rattata that use Super Thang, that takes about the half of the HP of the matchup, that use Seismic Toss that takes off half of mine. However, I use Super Thang again. This time it only take about a sixth or a fifth of the HP, so not good enough. They use Seismic Toss once again, this time taking a fourth of my HP on my Rattata. Then I try with Super Thang again and again. It's only took a sixth of the HP, so I was screwed because they used Seismic Toss again and KO'd my Rattata, sadly. But then we got our Nidoking, and he went in there. He was at level 19 at this time. Trashed the matchup, one move, and KO'd it without any issues. Then we get into this weird building with a weird a thingy inside and a computer and kind of a labby feel, but really weird. And then we meet the talking Pokemon, which is a Nidorino, which again, my Nidoking didn't follow me inside. I would actually love my Nidoking to talk with this talking Nidorino, but he couldn't. Apparently he's too big. But then the Pokemon tells me that it isn't a Pokemon, it's actually Bill, who studied Pokemon, and he accidentally had this teleporter that accidentally the Nidorino went in there and they got fused together, so I need to help him to get out of that. So I just press a button on a computer, and then Pocus fixed, because of magic, apparently. Then he wants to thank us, so he gives us this ticket for our Luxus cruise on the SSN, which everyone who has seen the anime knows this SSN is very much the vacation spot you want. Anyway, I'm not gonna hang around for long. I don't feel like a professor that's stupid enough to get fused with a Pokemon is a good influence, so I decide to get out of there, back to the town. The first thing that happens is that we see a cop outside of a house trying to stop a Squirtle. So at this point, I was sure the Squirtle gang was in there and did something. And she yelled something I don't remember about the house that I didn't care. Basically, so I went for the Pokemon Center to heal up my Pokemon. This was a good choice because when I went back, it wasn't really something I cared to see. It was a pretty destroyed house. However, I went out the back door the Team Rocket apparently made, because it wasn't the Squirtle gang after all for some weird reason. But outside, I find an innocent bystander, or Team Rocket Grunt, explaining that he had nothing to do with it, but he would like to fight. So we fight. And here he used a level 15 Rattata, a lot higher level than any Team Rocket Grunt we've seen before. But we have a level 18 Eevee, so I feel like we have a good chance here. He uses Quick Attack right away, and it took away like a tenth of my HP, so I'm not worried. Then we use Slushy Slide, this weird fire move that our Eevee are able to do, and take away half his HP along with giving him a nasty burn. Then he used Quick Attack again, and it does pretty much the same. So we go in with Slushy Slide again and take out the rest of his HP, thereby destroying that Team Rocket Grunt. And that's where I decided to end the video. I know it really isn't that big of a climax, but it was about an hour and a half long, and I feel like I want to have multiple episodes of this relaxing Sunday, so basically we ended it here. Next time we will hopefully get to a gym and fight something. Maybe, I'm not sure. I don't think we can go for Zapdos yet, but we will as soon as we can because it's a bird. It's a okay, it's a bird and it's electric type, so it really isn't a Pokemon for me. But it's legendary and we need to get it, basically. But guys, that's also where I'm gonna leave today's recap. And remember, next Sunday, same time, live stream is already up, so you can go in there, ring the bell, and be notified next Sunday when I go live. It's same time, same place, every Sunday, for as long as I feel like it's fun, basically. So yeah, please join me. And if you're not into live stream, the next recap will be up next Tuesday. However, that's the plan. However, I also have my main channel where I play Planet Zoo a lot, and we have a new DLC coming out next Tuesday. So therefore, I may be a little bit not focusing on getting the recap out at the time. I will go live at the time, but if the recap will be a little bit delayed, it's because of that. So yeah, and again, my main channel is linked in the description. So if you want to go and see that as well, you are also welcome to join me over there. But basically, that's what I leave you here today. And you know the drill, guys. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you know the next time I upload a video. I really hope to see you again either in the comments below or in the next video. Bye, guys!